Hi lovelies, as you can see I trimmed myself a little bit, so now I look less homelessy, as one of you put it, in a very tough love kind of way, but it's fine. This channel is open to all kinds of comments, loving, supporting, and also harsh and to the point. So all is welcomed. It's very hard to penetrate me and hurt me. So if you feel like you want to poke at me, you gotta do what you gotta do. Yesterday was a good day. I tried to, without really trying, to eat later in the day, and it was an amazing success. Usually I do eat at noon, and what happens is I get sluggish, and then it kind of opens the flood of eating, and I the OMAD becomes 2 meals, 3 meals, and overeating super easy. So yesterday I tried to eat around 5 o'clock, exactly when I felt like, I'm getting weak, and a meal would be a perfect thing to do. So around 5 o'clock I ate a little turkey with some greens, some cauliflower, roasted cauliflower, and it was super delicious. So yes, so today I woke up to a loss, fantastic loss, about 2 pounds or so. So I'm gonna try it again today. I'm going to eat around 4 or 5 o'clock, and I believe that's gonna be a nice solution for me. It will make me more productive during the day, and even if I will be sluggish after my meal, which is slightly more keto than any other meal that I usually do, which means more fats in forms of avocado or cheese, or other form, and more greens and a little protein here and there. So no bread, no pasta, no rice, no potato. It's not gonna be this way all the way, but that's the general direction I want to go with. So the key is not 100% keto, but keto-ish meal, and a later meal, the window. So one meal around 4 or 5 o'clock, I eat it to full satisfaction. Since I truly want to eat, it's not like a noon where I sometimes just I eat because it's noon. But really, yesterday I wanted that meal so much, and it was a pure satisfaction to eat, even if it's greens and usually it's not as tasty as other unhealthy stuff. It was delicious. So I want to be really hungry today before I eat. Make sure that I'm at that stage where my body needs food, not my mind wants food. I want to share with you.
Can I get into action?
Yeah, sure, come. Look at this handsome fella. Look at his body. What do you do, guys?
Fitness modeling and acting.
Look at him. Okay, tell me something. How do you eat? Tell me what do you eat?
I eat everything. It's genetics. Don't let anybody else tell you different. You know what? It's good to eat. A lot of baked chicken, vegetables, a lot of carbs. Believe it or not, people say don't eat carbs.
Okay.
Bullshit. You want to eat a lot of carbs and calories.
So you can see we have a two contradiction here. We have a keto guy and a carbs guy. I tried carbs, so it works. How do you? Okay, so this is a channel about intermittent fasting. Have you heard of it?
Wait, say that again.
Intermittent fasting.
Fasting? You know what? My culture, we fast all the time. A lot of people think that I eat a lot. My mother, you know, we're Israelites.
Okay.
We're Ethiopian Jews.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we believe.
Yeah.
Well, we're not Sephardic. We believe in the Old and New Testament. So we
Okay.
believe that what you put in your body
Okay.
is pretty much everything. You know,
Yeah.
we don't necessarily have a strict, you know, diet, but we eat very small portions because what happens is your intestines is going to work overtime. It's okay to eat, you know, a lot as long as you eat small portions. Because if you eat a large meal, guess what? It's going to take a lot of working for your digestive system.
Let's send an image in the little shadow so
Yeah.
we don't get there.
So I mean, it's all about learning what works best for your body, and it's not necessarily you know, eating large portions.
Yeah.
A lot of people, the Egyptians started off with eating. And they were the only cultures that ate 3 times a day. They started that.
Okay.
You know, so meaning it was more of a wealthy thing. You know, the Egyptian Empire was very wealthy, so, you know, they had lots of food and things like that. So they started, you know, eating 3 times a day. But you have to remember, I mean, everybody's body's different. And all these different things that are in foods nowadays, you have to learn what works best for you because for a lot of times, I was getting sick.
Everything.
Yeah, you got to try everything because I was getting sick a lot of the times because of pretty much the preservatives that are in food. You know, so you can imagine if you're putting a preservative in your body, you know, it preserves. So it's very hard for your digestive system. So a lot of times you might have acid reflux. You know, you wake up in the morning, you know, your stomach hurts because you have to have a bowel movement, and these things are stopping it. So it's all about, you know, eating small portions. Okay, and not necessarily eating a lot. You know, eat when your body, you know, when you're hungry, eat, but eat in a small portion.
What time? Let's talk during the day. What time your first meal is? What it is?
You know what? To be honest, I listen to my body. Sometimes I might wake up in the morning due to me exercising or what I did previous. You know, the past day. It doesn't necessarily mean exercise. If I had a strenuous day, you know, previous. You know what? I might be hungry in the morning. If I'm hungry, I'll eat, but I don't force myself to eat as a routine because, you know, that's I'm conditioned. Since a kid in America, you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but that is not necessarily good for you. You know, and if you are doing that, make sure it's small portions. You know, and believe it or not, some people eat, you know, 5 to 6 times a day, vice versa. You know, three times a day, and they actually lose weight because they're eating small portions, and you want your metabolism to start working fast. So a lot of times, if you don't have genetics and get your metabolism working, you know, fast and eating multiple times a day, then the best thing for you to do is probably, you know, stick to fasting, because fasting doesn't necessarily mean you're starving yourself. It just means that, you know, you're putting certain proper nutrients in your system accordingly, whether it's, you know, a 24-hour period or, you know, a 72-hour period. You know, a lot of fighters, a lot of people, a lot of athletes, you know, when they cut, you know, to get in a phenomenal physique, they have to, you know, they have to stop eating as much as they were to gain weight and gain muscle. Now they want to slim down. So if athletes do it to slim down, you can only imagine the average person and how fasting will actually work out for people. So fasting.
This channel is about intermittent fasting, which means we eat about 4 hours a day and fast the rest. So we eat. I personally eat at noon once, and maybe need a little snack 2 hours after, and that's it. And then the rest, 18 to 20 hours, I don't eat. And many of our followers do the same, and I lost about 60 pounds in this year. So
how long have you been doing it?
For a year.
For a year?
Yeah.
And you found that it's working. You don't have any health problems as far as
no. Even
from switching.
I feel much better.
Oh, okay. Because a lot of times when you do something and you're conditioned to do something, you know, since, you know, whether it's a child or you've been doing it for the past, you know, several years, your body will, let you know that, you know, something's different, something's going on. So whether it's
first couple of weeks or first like a month or two, it's a struggle. But it's definitely worth it because
it's worth it.
You couldn't recognize me a year ago. I was a heavy man. So right now, and many people who follow me do the same regimen kind of thing. You can do longer feeding windows, like 6 hours, and
Yeah.
then you still have 18 hours
Hours
a day to fast,
Yeah.
which is very, very positive thing for your body.
Now, let me ask you something. Do you
Yeah,
think fasting necessarily means in a 24-hour period or a 72-hour period? A lot of times people say, you know, I'm gonna fast. Like, you know, my wife being from Pakistan, you know, India, she in her culture, you know, during Ramadan, you know, they have a similar practice, which they can only eat. They can't eat during sunlight. They only can eat, you know, at night.
Yeah.
And they you know, they eat, you know, as much as they can, pretty much.
It's practically intermittent fasting.
Yeah, and then come, you know, sun up, they can't eat.
Yeah.
You know, so during Ramadan for a whole month, you know, and that's what they consider a sacrifice, you know, to their, you know, to their
Yeah.
God, their
Yeah.
higher power. So it's very different for certain cultures to take on these fastings because of their genetics
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
You know, so you have to pretty much do what works best for you as far as
Absolutely.
fasting.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
as far as fasting, as far as a 24-hour period, 72-hour period. Some people, when they consider fasting, you know, they'll only eat, you know, once every you know, 2 days. That's like a 48-hour period. You know, during their certain cultural.
Yeah.
You know, whatever's going on with their cultural situation. So, like I said, me personally, I eat whenever I'm hungry.
Yeah.
You know, and my body lets me know. Our body is a computer. It's a program. Things that we put in our system, it knows that it has certain nutrients that we uptake,
Yeah.
whether we're working out, proteins, minerals, vitamins, and when your body is you know, craving this or needs these vitamins or minerals, it'll let you know, and you'll have a certain in particular craving for certain foods because your body knows that these in particular foods have certain nutrients that your body's craving. So when you're craving, let's say maybe a taco or a burrito, it's probably because of the nutrients that your body knows it has inside, you know, of this in particular food that you're eating. So when you're fasting, you have to make sure not only that you're eating certain foods, but pay attention to what your body is craving. Because 9 times out of 10, what your body is craving, it knows that it has certain, in particular, whether even a cheeseburger, you know, your body may say, you know, need lots of calories. So, and it knows that cheeseburger has calories, and that's why you're craving this in particular food. So, always be well aware of what you're craving and try to eat that, believe it or not.
Well,
As far as
I found that the cravings are modified easily by, if you stick with certain foods, then you become like if you eat keto, you eliminate carbs, you desire less carbs.
Yeah.
So your body can play with your desires, your cravings.
Yeah.
What's your name?
Lavelle.
Lavelle
Nixon.
I'm Felix.
Felix.
And say hi to all my subscribers.
Hello.
They would love you, and we'll exchange information.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I really hope to see this handsome dude. Look at this body again, and maybe we'll talk more about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to
looks
check
like
out the channel.
He has a lot of information on how to get where he's there. I don't think it's come from the sky. That's all the work.
Yeah, you know, I take no supplements.
Here.
Yeah, I take
to be
nothing.
this stage, the shoulders. Look at this. This is just gorgeous. So I hope let's do it again.
Yes, absolutely,
my friend.
Absolutely, Felix,
Okay.
Lavelle.
It's a pleasure. Take care, guys. We love you.
You guys take care.
Bye.